Is now a good time to list my home? Thanks for watching, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button for everything Space Coast. Home walkthroughs, area information, schools, parks, and even an occasional personal video about my dachshunds. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest questions sellers have. Is now a good time to list, or should I wait? Stick with me to the end for a little fun fact about selling your home that might change how you think about pricing. So number one, is there a best time of the year to sell? Let's start with a big picture calendar, then zoom into what's really happening on the Space Coast. Nationwide, spring is still the MVP. Realtor.com's data shows that homes listed in mid-April tend to sell faster, get more views, and command higher prices than the average week of the year. One study found that the week of April 13th to 19th, 2025 was projected to bring about 6.7% higher listing prices compared to the start of the year, 17.7% more views per listing, and roughly 9 fewer days on the market. Why? More buyers are out shopping. Curb appeal looks better. No post-holiday slump landscaping. Families want to move over summer break. So yes, if your life is flexible and you can pick any time, spring, especially that mid-April window, is historically a power move for sellers. But here's the truth. The best week is only the best week for you if it lines up with your life, your house prep, and your local market. And that's where the Space Coast comes in. So number two, what's happening right now on the Space Coast? Brevard County has shifted from the wild multiple offer pandemic days into a much more balanced, grown-up market. A few quick reality checks for late 2025. Brevard is considered a balanced market. Supply and demand are roughly in line. Median days on the market are sitting around 75 days. Not the 5-day frenzy we saw a few years ago. Median sales prices are in the mid-300s, with recent reports typically putting values 350 to 360, showing modest, steady growth instead of big jumps. What does that mean for you as a seller? Buyers have more choices, so they're pickier. Overpricing and testing the market usually means extra weeks or months on the market. Well-presented, well-priced houses still sell. The difference is they sell because they're positioned correctly, not because the market is doing all the work. If you're wondering whether now is a good time to list in Brevard, the honest answer is if you're moving anyway. Job change, downsizing, upsizing, divorce, retirement, you name it. It's less about the perfect month and more about the perfect strategy. The market is not crashing, but it's punishing unrealistic pricing. And yes, if you want help figuring out whether this season fits your goals, call or text me anytime and we'll look into your specific neighborhood and price point together. Timing is more than just the month on a calendar. There's 3 layers of timing that matter. Number 1 is seasonal timing. Spring and early summer. Best for families who want to move between school years. Generally more traffic and better prices nationwide and in Florida. Fall. Serious, motivated buyers who need to move before the holidays. Less competition from other sellers in many markets. Winter, fewer buyers, but they're often highly motivated. Job transfers, life changes. If your home shows well and is priced right, you can still do very well because you're not competing with every house on the block. Micro timing, the launch. Even inside the month, how you launch matters a lot more than people realize. Listing right before a weekend with fresh photos and a ready-to-show house can give you a big first week pop. The first 7 to 14 days are typically your hottest window for showings and online interest. Industry shows that the first week is usually the busiest and most crucial for generating showings, and buyer traffic often drops off after the first 2 weeks if a home isn't priced right. That's why I spend so much time on photos, staging tips, and launch strategy. You don't get a second chance at day 1. Next, your personal timing. Here's the most important thing that sellers underestimate. Are you paying for a vacant house each month? Are you already in your new home and juggling two mortgages? Are you retiring, divorcing, or relocating on a timeline? Sometimes the right time to list isn't April. It's as soon as we can get this house market ready and priced correctly, because every extra month of carrying costs and stress is expensive, and not just financially. If you're in that boat, we can walk through your actual numbers and decide whether waiting for a hotter season makes sense, or if it's better to be in the best priced home on the market right now. What about the headlines that say Florida is cooling? You might have seen stories about Florida markets cooling and prices softening, and in some metros, several Florida cities, especially like Cape Coral and Naples, are noticing price declines as inventory rises and insurance costs bite. On the Space Coast, we're not immune to higher insurance and more inventory, but we're in a more balanced situation instead of a full-on fire sale. The big takeaway for you as a seller: the days of name your price and wait for 10 offers are mostly over. Buyers have more leverage as homes are priced too high and are sitting. National data shows that homes priced correctly from the start sell faster and closer to asking price, while homes that need price cuts often sit on the market 5 times longer and sell below asking price. So timing is no longer list whenever and let the market carry it. Now it's list when you're ready and make sure the price and presentation are laser sharp. That's exactly where a local agent, hi, that's me, earns their keep. A simple game plan for smart market timing. If you're thinking about selling in the next 3 to 12 months, here's how I suggest we approach timing. Number 1, pick your target window. If you can aim for spring, great. We'll plan for the mid-spring sweet spot. If life says we're moving sooner, then we time your launch to the strongest possible week in your current season rather than waiting for the mythical magic moment. Number 2, prep your home 2 to 4 weeks ahead. Declutter, deep clean, and handle obvious repairs. Boost curb appeal, fresh mulch, trimmed shrubs, pressure wash. Decide what small, high-impact upgrades make sense. Remember, buyers today often prefer move-in ready homes over fixer-uppers, especially with the higher renovation costs. We can walk through your home together or via video and make a punch list so you're not guessing. And number 3, nail the launch. Professional photos, strong description, video walkthrough, all those goodies. List midweek so your home hits buyer searches just before the weekend. Make showings as flexible as possible during that first 7 to 10 days. That's when the serious buyers are circling and a well-priced home can create competition quickly. Watch the first 2 weeks like a hawk. If we are getting strong traffic and interest, great, we stay on course. If showings are slow or feedback is consistently currently priced, we don't wait months to react. National data and agent surveys show the best chance of getting a full price offer is in that first 2 weeks window. After that, overpriced homes often end up doing a price cut and are still selling for less than if they had just started at market value. That's the value of working with someone who knows the neighborhoods, the buyers, and the real numbers, not just the headlines. And yes, if you're thinking about selling in the next year, call or text me. A quick strategy chat now can save you a lot of money and stress later. So, is now a favorable time? Short answer, if you need or truly want to move in the next 6 to 12 months, it can absolutely be a favorable time with the right pricing and marketing. If you're just casually curious and super flexible, we might look at your goals and aim for the historical, stronger spring window. Either way, timing the market matters less than timing your launch correctly, pricing realistically, and presenting your home so it stands out in the 75-day average market. And that's exactly what I help my sellers do every day on the Space Coast. Fun fact about selling your home? Fun fact and a little warning. According to a recent seller report, about 84% of homeowners who had to reduce their price after listing said they regretted overpricing in the first place because it led to more time on the market and lower final offers. In other words, the market doesn't usually reward, let's just try high and see what happens. It rewards, let's price it right, and makes buyers chase you. If you're thinking about selling or buying your next home on the Space Coast, I would love to be your go-to Space Coast Realtor and help you figure out the best timing and strategy for your situation. You can call or text me anytime, and let's talk about your plans. My number is 321-480-7662. My website, margarettsellsdreamhomes.com, and my YouTube channel for home tours and more is YouTube at Dream Home Space Coast, Florida. You can also email at margaret.klein@exprealty.com. Margaret Klein signing off, and you have an amazing day. And if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and that like button for me. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.